Orestria, a goth girl in Japan. And no, I did not brush my hair today. Look, time is of the essence, okay? There's only a couple weeks left until the winter 2026 anime season. And so I need to take a look at these posters. Ao no Miburo Serizawa Ansatsu Hen. I dropped the first season of this, but that's okay. As per part of the reason I dropped this, nary a lady to be found. As we all know, women did not exist until like 1980. There's nothing particularly wrong about this. It looks more like a poster than like just a screenshot, which is good. There's actually a background. The characters do have a lot of expression. It's a bit interesting that part of the title of this arc has assassin in it, but everyone here looks very, jovial and happy. Not particularly interested though. Hanazakari no Kimi Tachi e. Hana Kimi. This was one of my favorite manga in high school, so I'm actually very excited to see that it's getting an anime adaptation. But with these poster videos, we pretend like we don't know the anime and we're just judging on the poster. I will say there's something I know about this anime that is not being revealed by this poster, which I actually mostly like. I will say this takes place in an all-boys school, so I am going to give it a bit of a pass for having all boys on the poster, obviously. The images of the characters being very disjointed makes it feel less like a poster, but what I like is that they have improved the situation by using such a pretty shoujo color palette, by putting the white frames that kind of makes it look like they're popping out of Polaroid photos. I don't think it's a great poster. I wouldn't say it's a great poster, but I think it's a perfectly acceptable poster. It's very much giving shoujo. Majutsushi Kunon wa mieteiru. The reverse side of I don't want to see a poster with no women if there's no reason for it is I start seeing a certain number of women and I start worrying it's harem shit. They don't look like super objectified and the blonde girl looks like a child, so maybe it's not, but then again, he also looks like a child. Holy fuck, it's a water cat. And a water bird. There's a water cat and a water bird, which makes the water droplets make sense. That water cat looks fucking sick. It looks like it was actually made as a poster. I tend towards posters with fewer characters, but 5 is passable. The maid's adorable, like cheering, but like she's a character that doesn't readily cheer is very cute. Water droplets, and especially the animals made of water, really pushes it over the edge to go beyond what I considered the average standard level of a seasonal anime poster. So my prediction is I'm not going to like this anime because it's an isekai, or I can't believe it's not isekai with a young boy. Small child is his love interest, but he was probably a grown-ass man when he was isekai'd. But I do think it is a pretty decent poster. MF Ghost, 3rd season. Another anime which I dropped very quickly in its first season. We have, I guess they're fine CG cars in the bottom with a lazy fade into a not particularly interesting group shot over some clouds. His face looks like an actual potato. It's honestly reminding me of the free run looking up meme. I don't draw. I'm not that kind of artist. So maybe this is a really difficult angle, but it doesn't seem like that difficult an angle. Is this supposed to be contour and shading, or is his face supposed to be dirty? I genuinely can't tell. The characters look very, not real cell shaded, but computer cell shaded. I think it looks ugly. I'm probably being a little mean there, but that's because I remember that I don't like this anime, so it's coloring my perception. Ichiko aika zatsu de namaiki na imoto to warikirenai ani. Imoto is quickly becoming a word that I dread seeing in anime titles. Jesus Christ. The part of that I understand is older brother that can't be separated from his little sister. I have concerns. On Anichart, it looks like this. But then when I go to the full image, suddenly it's boobs. I don't love that. And what I will say is that even from the first picture, before I saw that the main focus of this poster is her boobs, I was already thinking, doesn't it give AI art? Those Blue Sky accounts where, all they do is post, anime girls, and it's clearly AI, and they put out a new one, every, 20 minutes, so you can tell that they're just mass producing them. I'm not saying this is AI. I'm actually personally really bad at telling AI from not AI, but it doesn't feel like an anime poster. It feels like I drew a hot girl. Combined with the title, it should be passable, but combined with the title, I'm mildly horrified. So no, I do not like this. Comedy ecchi. Nope. No mousy. Kirei ni shite moraemasu ka? Is this a comedy? Because it looks, yeah, comedy romance. Well, the first thing I have to say is it looks like a comedy romance poster, and it is comedy romance in the tags on Anichart. So, job done. It's mostly just a group shot, but we have a wide variety of characters. This woman in the blue dress who's giving main character energy looks like she might be an actual adult or a university student. The guy right behind her, who I'm assuming is the main guy, that looks a lot like a high school uniform. And then this little high school couple in the back there. But then we also have a little girl and an older lady, and then like another adult-looking woman back here. We're in a nice neighborhood. The title of the anime said something about cleaning, and the bag she's carrying says something about cleaning. It's not arresting. I'm not like, oh wow, look at that. But it is giving me all the information I needed, and it is giving it to me competently. Golden Kamuy, Saishu Shou. I haven't watched any Golden Kamuy. This is a poster with a point of view, though. We've got strong lighting, a guy in what seems like it could well be a military uniform sitting on what's almost like a wooden throne or a wooden judge's chair. The really strong, blocky font at the bottom for the title. Yeah, I think that is a good poster. It is interesting. Isekai no Sato wa Shashiku Shidai. So my first question is this the kind of isekai where you can actually go back and forth? Because then I would presume this is like the same guy. On the left, we're seeing him in his isekai mode, and on the right, we're seeing him in his everyday life mode. I assume there's some more interplay between the like pre-isekai and past isekai, given that they're being given equal weight on the poster. It's not like a salaryman got isekai'd is a selling point. Like, I could see if it was like some really unique profession, a circus clown got isekai'd. So like, even though you're not seeing them a lot as the circus clown, maybe it would be worth highlighting that they were that interesting occupation. But salaryman is almost assumed, that or high school loser. I like the restraint of not trying to slap every character on the poster, but it also leaves it a little bit bland. The one thing that is stopping me from putting it in like the nah section is that I do find the like brightly colored silhouette kind of interesting. Gives it a poppy feel. You get a pass. Wow, Studio Dean. So excited. Mayonaka Heart Dream. Mayonaka like middle of the night? It is middle of the night. Look at me reading kanji. Finding the girl behind the voice. So I'm not sure the poster is giving me the Mayonaka, the middle of the night part of the title, but that's fine. I like that they took a different approach to their group shot, and they're showing the 4 different girls. They're showing the 4 different girls as if you're watching them on your smartphone screen. I have never used TikTok, but I assume this is supposed to be something like TikTok. I feel like this would have been a good opportunity to push their individual personalities even more. I feel like we're already assuming their music, and I don't learn more about the character by learning that she's the guitarist. Maybe they could have shown, I don't know, one of them is really into reading, so like she's sitting in the library reading, but you've got the guitar case visible in the background. I just feel like we're at the first level. But I do still think it is stronger than, like, in my mind, the typical lazy seasonal anime poster is just a totally mediocre group shot with no thought behind it. So this is stronger than that. I just think it could have actually been really good. Comedy romance. I did not get comedy romance from this. I got cute girls doing cute band things from this. Is there a boy? Are they just refusing to show us the boy in the poster? Because that has tripped me up before. You better be Yuri if you're not putting the boy on the poster. Yusha pari ni kawaii ko ga ita no de kokuhaku shite mita. If my Japanese is not failing me, it's saying there's a cute girl in the hero's party and I want to confess to her. Isekai's #1 pure romance. That's what this kanji is saying over here. You heard it here first. Look at me being quasi-literate for a change. I studied really hard to almost be able to read things sometimes. I mean, he is fucking bland-ass, like, he doesn't even look like a bland main character in Isekai, because his outfit is too lame for that. He looks like bland main character's sidekick, who's like maybe a rogue type character. But what I like about this is the full background with a bunch of people like creeping around watching them. Yeah, this group isn't creeping so much, and her outfit is a little sussy, but like this fucking dork sitting in front of a lamppost holding two trees while the other two are hiding behind the lamppost. Like, we got a Dumb and Dumber situation. But that's really giving it like an extra bit of character and an extra bit of like cuteness, or almost that like purity. Like, sometimes purity is dumb. Yeah, it's cute. I'm not gonna hang it up on my wall, but it's cute. Arne no Jikembo, the casebook of Arne. Everything verb I can't read. I think this is a pretty good poster. We've got like Jiken, or like case in the mystery sense, in the title. We've got someone with a magnifying glass looking at clues. We have almost like a wall of deduction in the background with a bunch of photos and schematics. So that's interesting. The character named Arune is written in like a Batwing font, and we got a dude who seems to be giving vampire vibes, especially with the red eyes. I'm not sure how I feel about the guy in the middle, who I'm assuming is the main character. He's got like a Holmes hat, but then he's also got the dagger, but he kind of looks like he's 12, so I don't know how I feel about that. But I think if you're saying like this is a period mystery show with a vampire, the poster tells you that information. And my anime poster bar is in hell, so I think that is pretty decent. Shikoko Sensei Nube 2025 Remake Part 2. You know, I may have dropped Part 1 of this, but I liked that poster and I like this poster. We have a point of view. We have strong color choices. We have dramatic shading. We have a sense of flow, where your eyes are going to look at that bright light in the center first, take in the characters beside it, look down to Nube, he's in an action pose, and then you're going to notice the big demon dude in the background. Red, purple, and black. Hey, it's my wardrobe. I'm obviously not going to complain about the color scheme. Good poster. I dropped it. I do not think it is bad. I believe I put it in good for thee, not for me. It's struggling a little bit with am I comedy or am I horror? That's where we're at. But probably the best poster so far. Shibo yugi de meshi o kuu. Woo! Woo, we got an English here. Playing death games to put food on the table. I know shit all about this anime, but I am excited. We have a bunch of cute girls in maid costumes. This bitch has a dagger, and she's like manacled, or like, that's it, right? Manacled to a chain. Actually, they all have like a chain manacle on their hand. It's very much giving like these are their character images from the Wikipedia page, and they're just put all together, but there was some effort made to make the arrangement look nice. Each of the girls on the side here gets her own box in her own color. Your eye does go straight to this white-haired girl who is posing for her life. I'm into it. This is the first anime of the season that I don't know anything about that I'm like, oh, fuck yeah, I want to watch this. Mato Seihei no Slave 2. I dropped season 1. Don't know why Anichart doesn't say ecchi on the tags, because it sure as fuck is. The main character is not on this poster, because the point of the show is not the main character. The point of the show is ecchi of all these girls. There's way too many girls in this cluster of a group shot. The lighting is needlessly dark, because from what I watched of this anime, it's mostly a comedy ecchi. So I don't know why it's like got grim lighting, and it's just on top of an ugly red gradient background. This is ugly. And I don't like your anime either. Jujutsu Kaisen, Shimetsu Kaiju Zenpen. I'm a heathen, and I dropped Jujutsu Kaisen back in the first season. But we're judging her based on the poster, and I do think this is a pretty good poster. We've got the action pose. We've obviously set up antagonism between these two characters. You're an established property, but you have resisted the urge to just slap all the most popular characters on the poster, and you've just said, like, people are going to know the main character, people are going to know the title, people who are fans of the manga are going to know whoever this dude is. I have seen this dude's face around, and I don't know shit about this property because I dropped it early on. Background. I'm guessing it's more meaningful for people who have read the manga. There's definitely something going on with, like, the normal colored city, then the red city, and then, like, this column of black bisecting the sky, and all of these red lasery things going around. I'm in the middle of, like, good and fine on this one. I think I'm going to put it in fine. I feel like it could be pulled together more or a bit stronger in some way, but pretty good. Dose, Koshite Shimaunda, Season 2. Oh, is this the... Oh, yeah. Okay. I dropped this too. I think this is a good poster, though. It stands out. The colors look really strong because of the nighttime and the fireworks. I like that all the characters are looking in the same direction and they're being lit, almost like they're looking towards a bright future, which makes sense with what I remember about the anime. The main guy is like a swimmer, so it makes sense that we're sitting here at the pool and he's got his feet in the water. The water is reflecting some of the colors from the sky. Everyone looks cute and pretty. It's got that romantic, flowy shoujo vibe, which it does. It's an effective poster. Dark Moon, Kuro no Tsuki, Tsuki no Saidan. The title is very Dark Moon, Moon Dark. Do you think this anime called Dark Moon might have vampire vibes? I don't know. I want to like this poster because I like their dramatic lighting, and I think this window with the moon is giving vampire, but we have smushed down, and it looks like this thing is supposed to be saying, hey, look, we have pretty boys. But we've smushed down the boys so much that you can't, like, see them. I can't see them well enough to tell them apart from any other group of pretty boys, especially since they're all in school uniforms. No, I think it's kind of bad. You can't see the characters. And you're trying to get me to watch from the characters. Enen no Shobutai San no Sho Part 2. I call a moratorium on anime arcs that have like 2 parts or 3 parts. Like, get the correct number of episodes for your arc. Oh my god. I'm so over this. Anyway, Fire Force. I've never watched any Fire Force. I like that we've got just the 2 characters. I said this last time, but the Fire Force uniforms really give me trans pride flag. I don't think they're doing that on purpose, but it does make me happy. I like the way we put these 2 characters together. We're getting a good contrast. I'm getting, like, they used to be enemies, but now they're friends, like buddy cop vibes. The moon is giving me... What was that anime called? I can see it in my mind. Editing Orestria will, like, add it here. I feel like the fireball is detracting from the moon. Maybe we could have just had the moon in the cityscape. Oh, I guess he has, like, light or electricity powers, and he has fire powers. It's fine. Yeah, it's fine. Uruwashi no Yoi no Tsuki. I mean, I think they look pretty. I don't think they super stand out to me. I'd like to imagine that this is a work blouse with a cute bow, but it's probably a school uniform. It kind of looks to me more like a colorized manga image. The background is not good. It's a very strong color, and your eyes actually go to the color before you go to the characters. And I think it kind of makes them look a little washed out. Like, I just went ahead and removed the background and made it black instead of that, like, bright salmon-y pink. And it already looks better because you can actually look at the characters. Although that could just be me, because I think everything looks better with black. But I personally find it really distracting on the original image. I think it's not good. I like the character designs. I don't like the poster. Seihantai na kimi to boku. You know, I usually don't like a crowded shot. I usually don't like a focus on too many characters. But I actually am okay with this one. I feel like it's good for an anime that's going to be like a comedy, drama, slice of life type thing, that it actually has multiple guys and multiple girls who are being represented as characters. And it even looks like there might be multiple pairings here, because, like, yeah, there's a main couple in the middle, and pink-haired girl is the most main character energy. But this girl blushing looking at the guy in the window, they look like they could be a couple. And then you have this androgynous being down here in the corner. I think their uniforms having lime green is a hate crime. But that's not the that's not the poster's fault if that's what they look like in the anime. It still is a group shot with a lot of characters, but it's a pretty okay one. Woo! You know, if I had a nickel for every time I saw a horror anime and the main character was a female child with purple hair, I'd have 2 nickels. Y'all know the rest. I like the bifurcation of this poster. We obviously have, here's everyday kindergarten life, and here's the bullshit she's putting up with on the other side. I do think the, yokai or monsters or whatever look kind of ugly. Not the good ugly, not ooh, but why are they, blobby, muddy colors? But yeah, that's an effective poster. That's doing what it's supposed to do. Comedy horror is such a hard thing to pull off. Good luck, guys. 悪役令嬢は煉獄の多い大使に溺愛される. 悪役令嬢 really is the new isekai. Especially since half the time they aren't even villainesses, despite the title. I think she looks gorgeous, and I love the way her hair is entwining with the rose and the rose petals at the bottom. I think something about the art style is doing him no favors. He's giving derpy side of bland. I think his head looks too big for his face. They're kind of in a wedding pose, even though she's not in a traditional bride outfit. They don't look like they match the background. I like the chandelier in the background, but it does not look like it's from the same world as them. It looks like a very different art style. It's fine. It's pretty enough. And I've been burying the lead this whole video. When I go to Anichart, I change the order to the next airing episode, not most popular. Next anime season is full of absolute juggernauts, and we've reached the first one. Jigoku Raku's 2nd season. That said, you would never know it was a juggernaut because this poster is not it. This is not a good poster. It looks like they've just spliced people out of actual scenes from the anime and then roughly color-coded them to show which group they're hanging out in. I don't even know if I know this guy in the bottom center, I can't tell. I don't mind the background with the characters there being kept kind of mysterious. It's too much going on. If it was this background and then just the 3 main characters and maybe not making them red tinged, I think that would be good, but I do not like this poster. Very fucking excited for the anime. Do not get it twisted. I am hyped. But that poster, I would never put that on my wall. Hime-sama, Gomon no Jikan desu. 2nd season. Princess, it's time for torture. 2nd season. I dropped the 1st season. This is a clusterfuck. There are way too many fucking characters in this. I know which one is the princess, but if you're not familiar with this anime, I want you to look at this poster and tell me who the princess is. I do not know where to rest my eyes. There's no flow. It's just all of the characters. Heavyweight number 2, the heavyweight champion of the world, Sozo no Frieren, season 2. This is a fine poster. Maybe it's more exciting if you've read the manga because you know where they are and it's a reference to the next thing that's going to happen. I don't know where this crystal cave is and what it foretells. Frieren's got her patented blank facial expression, Fern copying in her footsteps. Poor Stark, just getting dragged around like friggin' luggage. Not knowing anything about the anime, I do think this is a good poster. I just think knowing Frieren that they could do better. I feel like I've seen better art from their Blue Sky account, but I do think it is a good poster. And I am very excited. It feels like we have all been holding our breath waiting for season 2. So, I'm ready. Especially after this fuck-ass fall season. So ready. お前ごときが魔王に勝てると思うな。と、勇者パーティーを推奨されたので、音で金ままに暮らしたい. We've got Demon Lord and Kicked Out of the Heroes Party all in one title. Oh my god, it's ugly. The one thing I will say is that it looks like the person being kicked out of the Heroes Party is a woman. It looks like this girl. That is actually interesting because we don't usually get that. She looks like a swordswoman. We also don't usually get that. It's usually a support character, and people don't understand what support is. But all of these characters have just been screenshotted and have their background removed, and they've been slapped together. These characters are too dark. Whatever the fuck is going on with this dark background is just ugly. It looks like I made this poster in an hour using free software. 29 Dokushin Chuken Bokensha no Nichijo. I don't know what Dokushin and Chuken is, but the rest of it is like the daily life of a 29-year-old adventurer. If this fucking thing is going to tell me 29 years old is old, I am going to claw their eyes out. Don't think about how much you hate it. Think about what it's actually doing. It seems like it's an anime about this 29-year-old guy who has some cute little daughters, and he's going into the dungeon and using them like Pokemon to fight monsters. That's what this is about. The poster is doing a good job of conveying that information. The shot that's like basically from the slime's POV is a cute idea. The dungeon looks very well lit and bland. I hate the idea of everything that's going on, but I don't think the poster is doing a bad job of being the poster. Heavyweight, number 3, Oshinoko, 3rd season. The background looks like something I would have as my phone background. With the like aggressive purple and the black, white, and navy blue stars. Very pretty. I love Ai having her back fully towards us because of all of what that means for the anime. Main characters are here in the center, back to back. Is it because they're relying on each other and they can lean on each other? Is it because they're not seeing eye to eye? The art on the characters at the bottom has gone a little astray. She looks like she has no torso. Like she looks like shoulders and a head on little twig legs. The outfits are very poofy, so it's making the foreshortening more aggressive. I think it's fine. No, I think it's kind of bad. I love the background and the brothers and sister and the mom in the back. And the other 3 characters should just have been removed because they're not doing anything special here, and I don't think the art looks good on them. I don't think it looks good. She looks like she has no torso. Champignon no Majo. It's a very cutesy name with a very cutesy poster. But you know what? It's got the French word for mushroom there, and we got mushrooms all over the poster. I like the mushrooms framing it. I like the characters being on a book. Maybe we could have had... Maybe it would give a little bit more witch if it was more obviously a grimoire. Like you could have some spell arrays or like magic-y looking text written on the book behind them, and I think that would make it look a little less empty. I fucking hate the little animal critters at the bottom, but that is a personal taste, not a failure of the poster. They really bring it down for me, though. They really do. If it didn't have those characters and it had something on the pages, I think that would be a bit stronger. Darwin Jihen. Very interesting. So, like, right away, I'm struck by the main character because we have a main character who is a black man, looks like an actual black man, not like how racially stereotyped a lot of black men in anime tend to be. The chessboard is giving the impression that this is going to be like a game of intellects. The monkey makes sense because we've got Darwin there. Well, not that, I mean, I think Darwin wrote more about like turtles in the Galapagos, but it's harkening back to evolution. Man, the expression on him is like, he almost looks crazed, like he's so obsessed with solving this problem or like coming out on top in this intellectual battle. I think this is a very strong poster. Dead account. Is it being uncharitable to look at this and say, like, yes, I know Jujutsu Kaisen is popular? Looks like an action shonen thing. They look like they're wearing green school uniforms. The guy in the front seems to have some, like, cold energy type power. I do like bro in the back with the green wind power and the fuck-ass huge hammer. I think that's the kanji for, like, justice or correctness. Maybe not. It's interesting because Blue is usually not, like, the main character. Blue is usually, like, the cool-headed, logical rival to the hot-headed main character. But the guy with the big hammer's black haircut also kind of gives, like, cool, logical character. And the blue-haired guy's expression gives more, like, plucky main guy energy. We have a classic 2 guys, 1 girl situation. On first impression, I do really like her. I like the purple hair with the twin tails. Her expression sticking out the tongue. It looks like the tongue is pierced, so she's giving a little bit edgy. She's got a choker. I like that. It seems like she's holding some weird monster seahorse head as a gun, which is... I don't know how I feel about that yet. The main guy just a smartphone in his hand. Like, we need to be told that people have smartphones. Background's very stark and white. I like the decision to just focus on the 3 characters and try to instead of trying to shove everything in here, I'm going to give it a passable. Eris no Seihai. Way too many characters, and what is going on with her dress/boobs? Oh, okay. Zooming in, it is ruffles on her sleeves, and she happens to have her sleeve in the middle of her torso. It kind of looked like half her dress had blue ruffles just on one side, and I was like, what is happening? I like that there's a lot of women here, but it doesn't feel like it's giving harem. It feels like the girls, especially these three in the center, are the main action, and the guys are like bodyguards, soldiers, butlers, rogues. Quite a few of these girls have not just blonde hair, but like the same blonde hair, so I wonder if they're family members. But it's just a bit of a mess. The holy grail of Eris. I've been playing too much Hades too. I think this is a mess. This is too much. Fate Strange Fake. I have not watched any of the Fate series. Keeping in mind that I have no idea what's going on, they have focused, they have just 2 characters, they've really gone for color and lighting. The background, specifically behind her, almost like a shadow, is blue, the rest is red. He's mostly in green light with whatever holy sword glowing yellow. He's looking away from her. She's looking down at her hand, which has some kind of red gem or red sword on it. I wish there was more of a conversation, more of a relation between the two of them. I don't think it's succeeding at being like as impactful as it's trying to be, but it tried. Trying is half the battle here. Gomon Baito-kun no Nichijo. Daily torture of part-time worker guy. I don't know how to... I feel like I know all those words, but I don't know how to translate it. The initial impact that I'm having is confusion. They've spent the time making the background being the location I presume the part-time work is happening at, but you can't tell what kind of location it is. They're sitting on the staircase. I feel like this character in the purple with the green hair is giving the main character energy, but it also looks like a toddler somehow. This guy up front looks very cocky. I'm most interested in designs of the guy standing up, but I don't like that he's kind of got 2 different haircuts. Like it's like he's got a long white braid wig, and then on top of that wig he has a short purple bob. Like, it's disconcerting. I most like this gender ambiguous pink-haired character in the back who possibly has a lip ring, but I'm not very excited by this poster. And like, if it is just a comedy, part-time work comedy thing, why can't we have women? Hell mode. Yarikomi suki no gamer wa haisete no isekai de muso suru. We've got a game isekai with we can't even be fucked to have Pokemon, so we just have fucking regular ass animals. A mole, a mouse, a cricket, a frog with a crown, a parrot, and a pigeon. That's it. But we still have weapons, so whatever. I guess the beasties all belong to bland main character guy because they're coming out of his book. Why is it called Hell Mode and then it like is colored like it's for children? I don't really like it, but I will say we've got a background, we've got a proper character group shot where they're all moving in the same direction, they're all working together. I think it looks incredibly bland and boring. The bar is, does it literally function? And it does literally function. High praise. High praise. High School Kimen Gumi 2026. So this must be a remake of something. I'm not familiar with the original. Even looking at it, I'm like, I don't know her. I like the decision to have the group shot laid out this way. I don't know how old the original property is, but putting them all on a cell phone does kind of say, like, this is a modernization, so it lets people know right away that it's a new version. This is maybe a particularly weird selfie, but I'm sure you could do that, and it does in fact look like ceiling tiles above them, so they could literally just be looking down and taking a selfie. I do think it's really cute that the, like, react emotes in the bottom corner appear to also be their faces. I think it's fine. Hikuidori. I like this one. I do. I think it has a lot of character. The looming darkness, the city on fire, the feeling that we're standing on like a cliff overlooking everything, about to leap into action, the wreckage behind us. Yeah, we had some dark shit in our background and stuff still not great looking ahead of us, but we are together and we are going to go for it. They've got weapons. They're lit in a very interesting way. It is a very daring choice to not show any of the character faces. And we've got this big, like, I don't know what it's called, but it reminds me of, like, I think it's like a Shinto priest type thing. So seeing that as like a big cool weapon or like battle standard is very interesting. The Anichart tag just says action. That is about all I'm getting from it. But yeah, I would say that's an effective poster. And like, if you already like the novel that this is from, you might look at that and be like, oh, this is my favorite novel, and now they're making an anime, and I know who all these people are, and it's so hype, and I could see somebody putting that on the wall. Not me, but somebody. Hoppe-chan, Sun o Koku to Kuro Hoppe-dan no Himitsu. Hoppe-chan, Mystery of the Sun Kingdom and the Black Cheek Team. Okay, are we in a country full of slimes with like one human? That's what's happening here, right? It's like King Slime, Evil Advisor Slime with top hat and monocle, Fashion Spice with a heart, Princess, main character with a ribbon, the like Applejack with a flower, a star-themed one, and the smart, sarcastic one with glasses. I do think it's kind of cute and interesting to have them all be in different gems. Having a real background would probably have made this really painful to look at, so I think the just sparkly pretty background was a decent choice. I think the flow is a little hard. It says again reboot, and I have no idea that this is a reboot thing. It feels very not for me, but I think it's doing what it's trying to do, so. Ikoku Nikki. Drama slice of life. I like that we focus down to just two characters. I really like the contrast of, like, the desk and the bookshelf that are absolutely overflowing with books, which gives abundance, but then we are also, for some reason, in a desert with sand and cacti and a cloudless sky, which gives sparsity. So it kind of like, maybe it's a writer with writer's block, and the writer's block is being shown in the desert. I do wish that the character on the right wasn't in like a school uniform. You know, it's fine, especially if this isn't so much a school thing and it's not so much a romance. It doesn't have romance in the tags, but that doesn't mean anything, because the tags are not always accurate and don't always have everything. I feel like there's a sense of spice or a sense of drama missing, but it's pretty good. It's definitely above my default expectations. Jingai Kyoshitsu no Ningen Girai Kyoshi. What I'm getting is I'm a human teacher and all my students are non-human, which is extra concerning with all the students being girls, but I do love me a bunny girl. Or bunny boy. Equal opportunity bunny folk lover. The teacher looks bland as shit. I can't tell if she's supposed to be holding his arm or if it's just layered that way. Points for looking like they were actually drawn together into this scene and having a background and them giving different personalities. I'm not excited to watch this in the least, but it is doing what it needs to do. Kizoku Tensei. Megumareta umare kare saikyou no chikara o eru. I've accidentally seen enough of the description to see that his name is Noah. Got Noahs and Lloyds everywhere, I swear to God. I'm in the state of looking at this and genuinely not knowing if I've seen it before, because the word salad sounds like something I could have seen a million times. The character design, heterochromia and like short white hair, like that could be anybody. It's a fucking mess of a poster. Like, look at how her arm basically replaces his leg because of how his leg is folded. They all look, they're not just like put together in an overly crowded crowd photo, but they actually look squished together. The only thing that I find pleasant to look at all is the girl in the lower left corner with the like fuck-ass huge pink hair covering her eyes and the cute little hat. But this is a mess. Ugh. Mao no musume wa yasashi sugiru. The Demon King's daughter is too kind. She's cute enough. Weirdly, like, I like lizards and snakes and reptiles, but this thing on her lap just looks ugly, especially the, like, turd coloration of it. The flying castle or fortress, I assume the Mao, the Demon King's castle in the background, is cool. The overall effect is pleasant. It's just not giving, like, poster to me at all. Medalist second season. I dropped the first season. I don't think it's bad. I feel like Yuri on Ice did a better job showing figure skating animation, and it came out a while ago. And I could rewatch it because I have it on my shelf. And it's about gay boys instead of like elementary or middle school girls, which admittedly, totally makes sense for an anime about figure skating to be about girls of this age, because that is when you're, doing your best in this particular sport. I think the main girl looks very pretty here. I like her costume. I like the lights being on her. I like the way the lights are making all of the marks on the ice almost glow, which is making me think of like all the hard work and practice that goes into this. Like, it's not brand new, mere smooth ice. It's worked, Yeah, I think it's good. I could definitely see if I liked Medalist, if Medalist was an anime that I really enjoyed, being really excited, and this would make a really good postcard or a really good poster. Odayaka Kizoku no Kyuka no Susume. What the fuck? Oh! A Gentle Noble's vacation recommendation. I was trying to figure out if Susume was like continue, but I guess I'm used to hearing O Susume, but the O is not actually part of the word. The O is a polite thing. So that makes sense. Adventure fantasy. Man, I was hoping to see BL. Isn't it giving BL? Is it just my brain? We have two gentlemen on the poster. I like that they're giving very different vibes. The like black-haired guy is giving very stern, very militaristic, and then the other guy is giving very light-hearted. He's like clutching a book to his chest instead of holding a sword. He has lighter colored hair. He's looking towards us and smiling, versus the guy in black is looking off in the distance very sternly. There's some kind of castle or church behind them. And like a little floral touches, some sunflowers, some like lemons, a little bit of flowers up in the corner. Sunny and bright. It looks relaxing and cute. It's pretty good, I think. I'm biased because I want it to be BL. Okiraku Ryoshu no Tanoshii Ryochi Boe. Action adventure. Is this little klepto-looking kid giving action adventure to you? It might not be a klepto thing. It might be that whatever these prismatic boxes behind him are, that he can, like, transmute them into things. But man, is it giving, like, klepto. Like, I have stolen all the weapons and all the jewels and your Flavor Flav clock. That's a big-ass stopwatch, right? I'm not crazy. I think he looks cute, but kind of generic. They didn't even give us a sky. They just gave us grass field going as far as possible. This reminds me a lot of the Demon King. The Demon King's daughter is too kind. Like, it looks fine, but it's just not really giving anything. It doesn't look like a poster. Light anime for Omae wa Mada Gunma o Shiranai. What the fuck is a light anime? They're not really organized into TV anime and shorts yet, so it could be shorts in that, like, moving manga style. It's giving horror. The tag says comedy. It's giving horror, though. The purple-haired person has, like, a creepy mask. There's blood splatter. And obviously the main guy in the front is freaking out over something. Oh, that's a train in the background, eh? I'm going to give it a fine. I'm admittedly confused because I feel like it's not giving what the tags are giving, but it could be a tag issue. Maybe it's a comedy horror thing. Would the Atom Family be counted as horror? Like, it's comedy with just, like, horror aesthetics. So that could be what's happening here. I don't have much information. So I'm going to go with fine. Right now in my mind, it's like a little short anime. So it's got this more stylized character designs, and it won't be like very fluid animation. And I'm okay with that. Osana najimi to wa love comedy ni naranai. This is not going to be a love comedy about my childhood friend. I don't believe you. Literal pink heart-shaped background. I don't believe you. I think the girls are cute enough. I like that I don't have a girl who overwhelmingly seems like automatic main girl. Because, like, if you're going to do a harem thing, don't have an OTP. I don't think it makes sense. It doesn't flow very well for me. When the harem has an OTP, you automatically care a little bit less about the other girls and their relationship with the main character because you already know they're not OTP. We've got, like, a sporty dark-skinned one, a more frou-frou, long purple-haired one. They're all making heart signs. There's a big heart in the middle. For some reason, the main bland guy looks scared. Maybe that's why it says it won't become a romance thing, even though it says romance will start right over here. They could have, like, just hid the main guy like a bunch of these fuck-ass things do, and they said, no, there is a guy. We don't know why, because we don't care about him and he looks boring, but there is a guy. For what it is, this is a very good poster. I'm not excited by what it is. But for what it is, like, how do you get a better poster than that for what it is? Tamon-kun, ima dochi? Dochi? Which one? Which one is Tamon-kun currently? I must be reading that wrong. What the fuck? We immediately have another romance anime with a heart theme, and this one is immediately worse than the other one, because this one has shoved way too many characters in. For some reason, it has like the offstage version and onstage version of these idol boys in the background, just to make things look more cluttered. It's only got one more character than that last poster. But even if you ignored the top part and just looked at the heart, this heart feels so much more cluttered than the other. This is not apples and oranges. This is apples and apples. And the girl one is way better than this boy one. Stark difference. Sensei shitara dragon no tamago datta. Something about reincarnation in a dragon egg. So I hate this. They've got the white glow around them like they were just had their background removed from something else and were superimposed over here. I don't like any single one of these designs. She looks so bland. She looks like she's like the healer in the hero's party that the main character got kicked out of, so they didn't bother designing her very much because she's just kind of standing in the background. They're looking smiling and happy and genki, and there's literally a forest fire behind them. And this looks like some fuck off, like Digimon rip-off ass character. No, I do not like this one at all. Tome otoko to ningen onna, sono uchi fufu ni naru futari? Married couple? I think that said they're gonna be a married couple. So that's interesting. Okay. The color scheme was giving high school uniform, which was freaking me out. But the vest has like little ruffles on the shoulders, so I think maybe it's not. Hopefully. I think the art on the Invisible Man is very well done. They've got all that detail on the inside of his shirt collar. Her expression is a little off-putting to me, and the background is a little weird. I think that brings it down to being a bit more basic. It's definitely saying what is happening, so I can't complain. I can't say it's not doing its job. Trigun Stargaze! Well, Millie's finally here. That's good. As the new Trigun stuff all wants to do, you can't have, like, surprise secrets. His arm's just out there. She doesn't have a coat to cover her fuck-ass gun. It's perfectly fine. It's doing everything it needs to do. I don't like the new Trigun. I don't know if it's just because I love the old Trigun so much, or me being allergic to CG animation, or both, but that's where we're at. It is a perfectly fine poster for something I have no interest in watching. Well, another thing that I dropped, Vigilante, Boku no Hero Academia Illegal second season. I do think this is a pretty good poster. It's interesting that the three main characters are in very different places. The main one is looking forward, the girl is looking back over her shoulder at the main one, and the other guy's walking away from them, looking away from them. And then they've got, like, projected onto the wall of the building what I presume is going to be the antagonist for this arc. I'm not watching this, but I think that's a good poster. Oh, I knew this was coming out soon. You don't understand. This is one of the first anime that I ever watched that I knew was anime. I was so into this anime. None of my friends at school had the channel that played it. So every day I would go home, watch the new episode of Ronin Warriors, go to school, and explain the entire plot to my friends so that they would understand the fan fiction I was writing. The Mary Sue self-insertion fan fiction, of course, because I was in middle school, because the Cartoon Network dub of this is trash, but it was my favorite thing for a long time. It does not matter if this is good or bad. I'm going to be watching all of it. If YouTube wasn't such a fuck-ass about doing reaction videos to anime, I would react to this. Sage looks terrible. What did they do to my boy? Yo, actually, they all kind of look terrible. Is this like horrible CG? I will cry. I will still watch it, but I will cry. By the way, the Japanese name is Yoroiden Samurai Troopers, not Ronin Warriors. They changed it. I don't know why. Y'all don't understand. I have art books. Oh, they think your hair is green, boy. Look at the floofy 80s hair. How could you not? How could you not? These art books are terrible, by the way. They're just screen captures of the anime. Okay, actual poster, I think this is ugly. And I say that as someone with an unreasonable attachment to this anime. It's not really giving their personalities. This looks muddy and gross. It looks cluttered. It looks like ugly CG, which I'm really scared about now. It's ugly ass poster. I'm literally, I do not watch trailers, but I already know everything, so I am actually going to go watch this trailer, and you'll see if I'm mad or not. Guys, I was wrong. I do not know everything. Holy shit. Anyway, it does look pretty ugly, but I'm so here. Guys, I'm a disaster. I'm so here for this. Oh no, I thought I was spoiler proof. Yusha K ni shosu. Shobatsu Yusha. 9004 tai keimu kiroku. I do not like this either. I think they're supposed to be in front of a giant sword or a giant tablet or something, because this shade on the left side is like the corner, and then it's bright over here. There is a purple splatter over everything, which is a little interesting. I feel like they tried to give you a focus with the group shot by making the presumed main character really large up front, but actually I end up with my eyes going to the blonde character first. Because they're in such brighter colors, my eye gets drawn to them. I think they've done the thing where each character is supposed to be tinged in a different color. So the blonde is supposed to be tinged in yellow. This purple-haired guy is tinged in purple. This character is tinged in red. And this character is tinged in green. But the extent to which they're tinged is different, such that the blonde and the purple one barely look tinged. The red one looks tinged. And then the green one looks mega tinged. And it just looks very clashy and weird. Yusha no Kuzu. So it has Yusha in the title, but it's giving a lot more like modern day with these signs. That bar says like Mao no something, like Demon Lord something. He's got like playing cards, but he's in a bar. Is he playing Magic the Gathering? This is definitely just giving 2 screen captures with a cut down the middle, right? I don't like this one either. It's better than the last 2, but I don't like it. 3 anime that start with Yusha. Like, not just have Yusha in the title, but the first word is Yusha. Amazing. Yusha Party o oidasareta Kyobimbo. Wow, imagine being kicked out of the hero's party. That's such an original fucking idea. Let's make sure the first thing your eyes look at in the poster is this lady's boobs. And it was so important that you know her boobs are big that they had to make the back boob look bigger than the front boob, because how do angles work? I hate my life. She literally has a belt under her boobs to prop up her boobs to make them boob. This is the visual representation of like she walked boobily or whatever. And he's so... I can't even look at it. My eyes don't hurt because I've had a like ring light on me for an hour. My eyes hurt because of this poster. He is literally the blandest of bland. If he was interesting in any way and they hadn't fucked up her boobs, it would be passable. But no, I can't. Hashtag Kanagawa ni sunderu elf. Episode 2 airing in 4 days. What the fuck? It's a short anime, so I'm going to keep it short by saying that it looks cheap and bland and crowded, and yeah, I don't like it. Okuto no Ken Ogun Zokutachi no Banka. I mean, it doesn't look like an anime poster because they're just like the manga characters unrendered, and they just look like background characters from Mad Max. I do like the red background with the symbol and the stark colors with the shadows, so I'm gonna give it a pass. Maybe my standards have dropped after the last few shows. Android wa keiken ninzu ni hairimasu ka? Comedy ecchi. Not to be like a boob detective, I once again feel like there's something weird about this boob. For an ecchi, this could be a lot more aggressive of a poster. It's not just me who genuinely feels uncomfortable looking at this though, right? Is that a bed or just a carpet? At the back, by the wood, it looks like a carpet because it doesn't look like there's any depth. But where her knee is, it looks like it's pushed in like a bed. It should be passable, but something about the way her chest is rendered and just the general uncomfortable vibe is going to make me put it in a nah. I do wonder if it's GL, which means I'll probably watch it. Ooh, there's an Ansatsu Kyoshitsu movie. A new movie to commemorate Assassination Classroom's 10th anniversary of the anime. I really like Assassination Classroom. I think this is a pretty meh poster. But, yay. Prism Rondo, an ONA, 20-episode ONA. Apparently English is love through a prism. I feel like this poster has really wasted its space by having so many characters, but having half the poster be blank. I like that we have 4 girls and 4 guys, and that there's actually a decent difference in appearances. Some people are taller, some people are darker skinned. Not exciting. I'll give it a pass. I think we made it. Next season is pretty much going to be better than this season by default, just because we have some heavy hitters coming in. So if literally anything from the season is good, then we will have a better season than last season. But what are my best and worst posters? I think the worst poster is Kuzoku Tensei. Just a giant mess. Like, it's actually funny. It's so cluttered that you can barely see the top spire of that castle or whatever. They should have just cut that out and just had sky. It's like they literally don't know when to say no. They don't know when to say it's too much. They had to put every character, but to the point where you can't even see where one character starts and another begins. Like, this knight's legs are showing beneath her. Her arm is showing beneath him. Like, it's just layered on top of layered on top of layered. He's so generic, I genuinely can't tell if I've seen this anime before or not. My best poster goes to Osana Najimi to wa Love Comedy ni Naranai. That title makes me say I don't want to watch that. Even the concept I'm getting from this poster, where it's like a harem anime with this bland guy, makes me not want to watch it. But the actual poster, it looks so fun and so cute. All of the girls look good and interesting. And he has a little bit of a personality by like the whoa face. It's bright, it's colorful. If I liked this anime, I could absolutely imagine wanting this poster on my wall. Was it a good idea to record a video when I have a migraine hangover? Maybe not. It was the only chance I was going to get this recorded and edited before the new anime season starts, and I missed it last anime season, so I really want to get back on the horse, saddle up and get back on the schedule. I'm so excited to have actual good anime to watch after this fall season. I'm too close to the light and my hand's going see-through. Oh, no, I'm the Invisible Man! Okay, I need to go make dinner. Bye-bye. The, quasi-POV shot from the slime's POV. Yeah, that's how words work, Orestria. Sad that that's where my bar is, but seasonal anime. Let's put out 80 shows and 5 of them are good.